Sunday afternoon baseball is next. And good afternoon, everybody. We'd like to welcome you into the live coverage of Texas League Baseball. And now, here is the voice of the San Antonio Missions, John Baker. Thank you, Bob, and a good afternoon, everybody. We welcome you into this broadcast. It is the final game of our 6-game set between the visiting Frisco RoughRiders and your San Antonio Missions. Well, gotta say, today is Bark in the Park Sunday, provided by our pet supply places. So far, like PetSmart, Petco, and so far, many others as well. Don't forget, this one brought to you in part by also our friendly neighborhood West Creek Trail Rides. And yes, it is the horseback riding place of the century, which is really good. Give them a call at 210-616-6585 with Lana Whale, as she will schedule you for your horseback ride. Or if you want private horseback riding, just go to 210-800-3335 to get in touch with Benji Hernandez. Well, anyway, we're just about set to go into our pregame show. I'm joined in the booth on this Sunday afternoon by my good friend and partner, Bob. How you doing there, Bob?
I'm doing good. How are you there, John?
I see you brought the dogs and the lovely wife. How you doing there, Ann? I'm doing good. How are you? I'm doing terrific. Happy Sunday. And yes, Bark in the Park Sunday, presented by Petco, PetSmart, and West Creek Trail Rides. And so far, gotta say, just a really good experience here. And as we celebrate Bark in the Park Sunday, which that is also a pretty good thing. Yeah, I gotta say, Bark in the Park Sunday is really a great spectacle for our four-legged friends. That's right. Well, anyway, as we get into the pregame show, boy, last night was a tough loss for San Antonio. And so far, the final game score was 4-1. And the RoughRiders took the victory. And so far, they are doing really good. 33-27 of the year. San Antonio trails a game and a half in second place. Midland 29-32. They had the early afternoon at 1 o'clock against Corpus Christi. And I will say the Hooks, boy, tell you one thing, Corpus Christi just wiped the floor with the Rockhounds. But anyway, as we get into the subject now, we do have 6 ball clubs that have finished this afternoon. And so far, starting at 1 o'clock, which the game goes 1-3 or 1-4, just depends if you get extra innings or not. But anyway, let's go ahead and start off in Tulsa. And boy, that was a bone-crushing defeat for Wichita. Final score, Tulsa 21, the Wind Surge 10.
Yikes. That is rough around the edges right there.
Yeah, and I got to say, Bob, Tulsa continuing their first place trend, 41-21. Arkansas now 39-23. And so far, the Travelers and Naturals got their game finished up. The Arkansas Travelers won by that final score, 12-7 against Northwest Arkansas. Well, gotta say, the 3 teams that are done are about ready to have the rest of the evening off as they get ready for road travels, and so far pretty good on that. Well, final 4 teams in this afternoon Amarillo at Springfield, and Frisco at San Antonio. Rough Rider fans, I hope you are super excited for the return on Tuesday morning, 11:05, to start off that homestand as the visiting Arkansas Travelers will be at their ballpark taking on the Frisco Rough Riders. And so far, pretty good on top of that. San Antonio starts Tuesday evening in Corpus Christi, and yes, we will be there too to start up our 12-game road series. We'll lead it off in Corpus Christi for 6 starting this next upcoming week, and then the next following week, we'll head to Arkansas at All-American Ballpark in North Little Rock, Arkansas. Mission's back home on Tuesday, June 30th, as we take on the visiting Amarillo Sod Poodles. That will be the second to last in the first half. And after that 6 games with Amarillo, we'll head to Midland, and we'll close off the first half down at Franco Park. Go online now at samissions.com. Purchase and print your tickets from home. Also, download Bally Live. It's free for everybody. So make sure you get on the App Store or Google Play or whatever you have. Download it today and follow us all season long. It is free without cost. And so far, don't have to pay anything out of pocket for it. It is absolutely free. You can watch your favorite teams all season long without being harassed. And they be saying, where's our money? Where's our money? But anyway, Bally Live is not like that. It's free, and it's free for everybody. So make sure you download it, and you are good to go. But anyway, also, follow us all season long here on YouTube as we continue, whether home or road. We will be live Tuesday through Sundays at 7:05, or if Sunday will be a 7:05 start or a 1:05 start, but most evidently going to be a pretty good one if you ask me. But anyway, we are getting a early afternoon, early evening game in. Their first pitch at 4:05. It is about close to our first pitch of the ball game for Frisco, and so far going to be a pretty interesting evening. Well, anyway, with all that being said, let's go ahead and take you down to the ballpark, and we have the broadcast right now on the Missions Baseball Network. So far, yep, it's a sunny day. We got a few clouds from time to time, but it is generally sunny, so it is about 85 degrees here today. Feel like 90, but anyway, the temperature it is. Jackson Wolf, a left-hander, is getting on the mound for San Antonio. Four-seam, curveball, changeup, two-seam, and a sweeper. Getting ready to go for the San Antonio Missions. Right fielder Orlando Martinez getting ready to go for Frisco. And we are just about set. Here is the first pitch. And away we go as that one is in for the cold strike. And it's 0-1. Well, our first pitch time, 4:07 as we get going here. Final home game of this series between the Rough Riders. And that is going to be high crushed and out of play, foul. The countdown 0-2. Well, after this, the Frisco Rough Riders will be back to San Antonio in the first half, or should I say the second half. Here's no balls and 2 strikes downstairs, change up 1-2. Frisco will have 6 more games here in San Antonio, and then San Antonio up in Frisco. Have 6 games there at Statesman's Park, which that would be pretty good in the second half. Well, let's give the visiting starting lineups for the Frisco RoughRiders. Bob, take it away.
Martinez, Hardy for Guerrero. Guerrero drilling Gutierrez. Oliver, Johnson, and Macias getting going here for the RoughRiders. So far, pretty good.
Theo Hardy coming in. Thank you, Bob, for the Rough Rider lineups here today. Hardy, the shortstop, coming in. Boy, sun coming down. And boy, you see that one guy with the blue tank top right there?
Yeah, he might get sunburned after today.
Well, you're probably right. He might be. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Wind up and the pitch. And that one is fouled and away. The count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. And here's the pitch. And that one's downstairs. The count now 2-2. Frisco and the Rogue Rays, San Antonio to their home white uniforms.
No, that's a ball.
And that one is high and outside. The count now full, 3-2. Now on deck is Gilder for Guerrero as he comes in. It's ready to go. The windup and the pitch. And they got him. Called third strike, and that is out number 2. So a pretty good one. Here is number 5, Gilder for Guerrero. 2 outs, nobody on for the Rough Riders, and that is going to be crushed out of play, foul. And the count now 0-1. Figueroa, .321 over a .400 opposition. He's had 9 home runs for Frisco this year. And that is going to be foul. The count now 0-2. Overall in stolen bases, he's had 5 stolen bases this year.
Wow, pretty good on that one.
I gotta agree. No balls and 2 strikes to count now. Boy, that score in Tulsa, I've never seen anything like that. The wind surge gets whooped to kingdom come. Final score 21-10. Corpus Christi 15-7 against Midland. Right there, ground ball straight away short. It's rode down, and he takes quite a landing there, as that will be the side retired. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for the afternoon matinee. And we head for the bottom of the first. No score through half of 1. Rough Riders right-hander Leandro Lopez getting the start for the Rough Riders. 4-seam curveball, changeup, and a sinker. Getting ready to go here today on the hill for Frisco. Cameron Cawley, the second baseman, getting ready to go. As we get ready to lead off the bottom of the first inning, here is the shortstop, Jagger Haynes. Well, Jagger Haynes is a reserve pitcher. Could be a starting pitcher, a relief pitcher, or whatever the manager desires out of him. But most evidently, they now have him in the batting order starting off shortstop. 2 balls, no strikes to count now. We lead it off here in the bottom of the first for San Antonio. Clouds at a minimum here today. That one's going to be a grinding halt right there to first. And in time, that is out number 1. And with that, let's give the San Antonio starting lineup. Haynes, Robertson, Salas leading it off for the top of the batting order. Sanabria, Carpathios, Fabian, Middle, Vertigo, Murphy, and Castagnon getting ready to go here for San Antonio. 2 right-handed over 7 left-handers for the San Antonio Missions, and that is going to be in for a strike. The count now 0-1 to the second man center fielder Kai Roberts. Roberts coming in will take that one in for a strike. The count now 0-2. To tell you one thing, just happy that we could come aboard here. A early ball game just to make sure that everybody gets on the road. Frisco goes back home to Statesman's Park to take on Arkansas on Tuesday. Well, San Antonio heads to Corpus Christi. So we'll be 2 to 3 hours from home, but not too shabby. And after that, head to Arkansas. And we too take on the Arkansas Travelers.
Yep. And so far, pretty good.
Indeed. Ethan Salas, the next batter up. Always good to get away from home, at least especially after a 6-game home series, which apparently we love being at home. Fans are happy when we come home and we take on whoever we're taking on. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be high flying in the air, straight away left field. And that will do for the half inning is over. No runs, hits, or errors in. Nobody left on for San Antonio. Second inning coming up. Guerrero, Drilling, and Gutierrez will lead it off when we come back here in this one. RoughRiders will have Pablo Guerrero to lead it off. Second inning coming up right after the breaks.
Second inning set to go for the Frisco RoughRiders right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Pablo Guerrero set to go, middle half of the order for the RoughRiders. 4, 5, and 6 due up against Jackson Wolf. The pitch is in for a cold strike, and the count now at 0-1. I hope everybody is staying hydrated on Bark in the Park Sunday. Don't forget, kids can run the bases with the parents after the ball game. And that one's going to be right off the base. Out double by Guerrero. Boy, tell you one thing, what a good start to the half inning as he gets going.
Pretty good line drive right there, John. Yep. Dylan Drilling coming in now. And that's going to be right there, high in the air, right there, and it's gone. And Frisco will strike first on Dylan Drilling. A one exit velocity of 103 miles per hour with a 377-foot fastball. And now the RoughRiders take it here in the top of the second. It's now RoughRiders 2 over San Antonio being a nothing.
Boy, I'll tell you one thing, John. Beautiful line drive by Dylan Drilling.
Anthony Gutierrez coming up now. As he takes that one inside for a strike, it's the count now 0-1. Amarillo leading Springfield. Bottom half of the sixth inning, it's 3-1 Sod Poodles against the Cardinals. That one is a high pop-up straightaway right field. Carpathios runs it down, makes a great running catch, And that's one down. Designated hitter is Trevor Hopper as he comes in. Wind up and the pitch, and that's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. No balls, one strike the count. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be foul. And the count now 0-2. Still hanging on. Wind up and the pitch, and that's going to be right there. Line drive, straight away center is the base hit. Harvard getting out with a one-out single, continuing the half inning. And San Antonio trailing this ball game by those 2 runs. And so far, the manager looking at Jackson Wolf, just keeping his focus on him. And if he gives up these next 2 runs, boy, I'll tell you one thing. You're going to be out of that dugout and have a little talk with him. That is for sure. 1 ball, 1 strike. But to tell you one thing, Bob, I don't think it's his fault. Maybe it's the afternoon heating. I mean, we are playing a day game and stuff, most evidently. But that one's high fly in the air straight away. Up to the right fielder is Carpathios to make the play. And that is out number 2. You know, but all that you have to do on a sunny day like this is stay hydrated. Because it goes a long way if you stay hydrated. Here's Cameron Coley, the second baseman now.
Yes.
And that is in for a strike. The count now 0-1. 2 outs, runner at first, 2-0 Rough Riders. Boy, they strike for 2 courtesy of this 2-run shot. And so far, pretty good. That's right there, the count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. They got him. And Dylan drilling the courtesy of the 2 runs on a home run. And it gives the Rough Riders the breathing room that they were looking for. Now up 2-0. First baseman Romeo Sanabria getting ready to go as we lead it off here in the second inning for San Antonio. Don't forget that the San Antonio Stock Show Rodeos are proud sponsor. Don't forget 2027 tickets go on sale right now for next year. That means when February 11th begins, that is the home opener of the rodeo. Right there, straight away, center field through for a hit. Sanabria gets on base. So far, just pretty good on top of that. That is a real good, terrific play right there by Sanabria. And he knows that he was going to get on right there and then. Braden Carpathios, the right fielder, gets in as that one is chopped foul. The count now at 0-1. Just a great crowd we have here on a Sunday afternoon. Just getting ready to go here in the final of the 6 games. That is right there, swing and a miss. The count now 0-2. Wind up and the pitch. Outside for a sinker, and it's 1-2. Evidently, I was thinking we were going to get thunderstorms today, but most evidently everything has been stalled off. Well, second strikeout. First strikeout, I should say. Albert Fabian, the next batter coming up, as he swings and misses, and the count now 0-1. So far, I gotta say, John, I think everything has been into a substantial environment with the severe weather, but the humidity has been extremely high today. I gotta agree with you, Bob. It has been a really hot one. Temperatures feel like they have jumped up to 95 degrees. Well, hopefully everybody is staying hydrated and making sure that y'all drink plenty of water, Gatorade, electrolytes. Remember, as I said before, if you're out working in this heat, you need to find a place of shade. Do not go in where there's air conditioning, because if you go down too fast, you can easily get sick doing that. Because your body is not having enough time to cool down. You got to cool down slowly. Rasman Verdugo coming in now, the third baseman. If you feel like you're getting heat exhausted, just get under a tree or get under something that has shade with it, and just take you a 15 to 30 minute breather. I mean, it's not going to be forever that you have to take a break, but take a break to cool down so you don't get overheated. Exactly. My point exactly there, John, but you said it right off the bat. So you're all good. That is outside. The count now 3-2. Kai Murphy on deck for San Antonio. Wind up and the pitch, and that one's going to be a ground hopper foul. And the count now 3-2. And right there, called third strike, and they got him. So no runs, one hit, no errors, one left for San Antonio. Third inning, Frisco leading it 2-0. Orlando Martinez, the right fielder, gets ready to go. Third inning for the RoughRiders when we come back. Third inning set to go for Frisco right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Well, the leadoff batter, Orlando Martinez, getting set to go. Third inning for the RoughRiders. They lead 2-0 here in this ball game. And that one is going to be foul. The count now 0-1. No balls and one strike the count. And here's the pitch. And right there, called strike. And it's 0-2. A hot, sunny afternoon, but clouds are still around the area, hopefully to provide a little bit of shade, just for a time being.
Now batting, shortstop.
But one man down as Martinez is the out, and the shortstop Theo Hardy is over one a strikeout. Kids enjoying their summer vacation. I think all of us enjoy a summer vacation every now and then. Whether if you are in school or you're out for now. But all knowingly, the month of August is always the month to get everybody registered for the new school year. That means when school gets ready, prior to July, all the back-to-school materials are back, like glue sticks, crayons, colors, notebooks, spiral notebooks, paper, all types of stuff. They have it ready there at HEB. Yep, I remember last July we went through that stage, and most likely kids were super excited to go back to school. You know, they have most likely everything they need to complete the day. Yep, I gotta agree, Bob. Fielder for Guerrero. On the count now, 0-2. That one's going to be well hit and out of play. And the right fielder Carpathios runs it down, can't catch up to it. And that is foul for still holding 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And that's going to be liner straightaway left field. Murphy has it. And that will conclude the third half inning here in San Antonio. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on for Frisco. And we head for the third inning for San Antonio up next. Left fielder Kai Murphy set to go as we head for the bottom half of the third. Wind up and the pitch. That is a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. Could have some thunderstorms by later on tonight, but we'll see how the atmosphere gets ready to ramp up later on. Besides, we go to a Monday, and they did say that it will be thunderstorming by the time the sun comes up for a Monday morning. Here's a 1-2 delivery, and that one's going to be hard hit. Straightaway center field, and that will be out number 1. Well, that'll bring in the second baseman, Marcos Castañon, as he gets ready to go here for San Antonio here this afternoon. Wind up and the pitch, and that one's going to be out of play foul. The count now 0-1. Well, hopefully you guys don't miss us too much here in San Antonio, but be 2 weeks going to Corpus Christi in Arkansas. It'll definitely be back on Tuesday the 30th, which we take on Amarillo that day. 2 outs, 5th strikeout for the leadoff starter, Lindro Lopez. Shortstop is Jagger Haynes coming in this one. And here's the pitch to him, and that is in for the strike. The count now 0-1. Well, if y'all want to shout out, come on in. And here on YouTube Live, we always want everybody to know how much a shout out can really turn somebody getting going and stuff. And right there, called third strike as he swings after it and comes up empty-handed. That will be the side retire. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio Fourth inning coming up. Rough Riders out in the lead. It's 2-0. Pablo Guerrero, next batter up, coming in as we get ready to go for the fourth after our break.
Fourth inning set to go for Frisco this afternoon here on the Missions Baseball Network.
Pablo Guerrero, the next batter up for the Rough Riders. Getting ready to go as the San Antonio starter starts his fourth inning on the hill. Jackson Wolf, number 43. The 0-1. That one ground ball straight away to the hot corner third baseman Verdugo. Throws down to Sanabria, and he's got his man out for out number 1. Dylan Drilling was the 2-run man. Is 1 for 1 for Frisco.
Well, this guy really does pretty good.
I gotta agree there, Bob. I mean, I tell you. Yeah, he is really good. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And that one popped foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch downstairs, a sweeper. And the count now at 1-2. Boy, Amarillo and Springfield going at it here as they do some pretty good stuff. Bottom half of the 7th inning is 3-2 Amarillo now. Frisco leading San Antonio 2-0 here in this half inning. High in the air, straight away. Jagger Haynes gets up to left field and to make a marvelous catch, as that will be out number 2. Well, Haynes normally a starting pitcher, but well, they will have him out in shortstop to cover Francisco Acuña's position. Well, this afternoon in the audience, he's sitting behind home plate watching the ball game and watching his crew work. Anthony Gutierrez coming in. Hits that one out of play, foul. The count now 0-2. Do you think Gutierrez is, or not Gutierrez, the San Antonio guy that you said will be back and stuff? Well, we'll have to answer that question after that. But Castañon de Sanabria will get his man out. And there is 3 outs in this one. Oh, no runs hit to Evers and nobody left on for Frisco as we head to the 4th inning for San Antonio right after this. Center fielder Kai Roberts coming in. Now, what about the shortstop? What, Bob?
Oh, about Francisco Acuña. Do you think he will be... when is he going to come back into the Missions roster?
Well, apparently the doctors still haven't given him the okay to come back and play, but most evidently he is still being paid by Major League Baseball because of his injury. But evidently, let's hope he's back in a Missions uniform when the doctors release him from the injured list and the ankle is fully healed and he could get back up on the horse again and ride like the wind.
Yeah, you're funny.
Well, thank you, Bob. I enjoy being funny. Here's Ethan Salas. Hey, there's always that old saying, if you fall off the horse, you could get back on the horse.
Yep.
As always. Here's a 1-0 delivery, and that one's going to be right there. Straight away, up to second, up to first, and they get them both. 3-6-3 double play, and boy, you look at it from the first base side. Yep, there it is. They get both of them. Here's Romeo Sanabria, so that will erase a hit problem. Or should I say, somebody getting walked down the first after ball 4. Romeo Sanabria's 1-for-1 single here today. Right there in the count now, 0-2. 5th inning coming up right after this half inning comes to a close. Here's a strike. And that's a count now 1-2 as that was missed outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on that one. High and outside is 2-2. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Showers and thunderstorms will be overnight tonight. But most evidently we'll keep an eye on the weather as we go through a Monday. That one is high fly in the air, and that will bounce off the speaker. If you hear a big doing, then that means it hits off the speaker. This year we heard the noise of the foul pole. You hear a baseball just traveling right to that thing after being hit, and it goes doing.
Yep, I remember that one there, John.
Well, that will do. No runs hit to Rivers and nobody left on for San Antonio as we head to the 5th inning. RoughRiders lead 2-0. Trevor Hoffer, the next batter up for the RoughRiders, will get ready to come in right after these messages.
West Creek Trail Ride's a proud sponsor of Missions Baseball. For more, visit their website at www.westcreektrailrides.com. Fourth inning set to go here in the San Antonio Missions Baseball Network. Trevor Hoffer, the next batter up as we lead off the top of the fifth. 7-8-9 due up against Jackson Wolf. Now at 48 pitches for the San Antonio starter. Here's the pitch right there and out of play, foul. And the count now 0-1. No balls, one strike. 1-for-1 is Hoffer as that is in for strike two. And the count now 0-2. Boy, you see some clouds. Big ones that normally shoot up about 20, 30, maybe even 40,000 feet. Up there looking off to that right field wall. Right there, and that's out number one as Hoffer is down on strikes.
Now batting, catcher.
So far, Cooper Johnson, the next batter up for the Rough Riders, is 0-for-1 flyout. Well, that one guy that was there, that was sitting in that right hand, you know, you look at it, right behind that one girl with the white shirt and stuff, he had a tank top on too. Oh, he probably went somewhere right there to Verdugo. And boy, that guy got cat-like reflexes. Jumps right off his feet. And that is out number two. Boy, that's going to be a great play of the game right there. Two down. Here is second baseman Cameron Coley. Coley coming in is set to go, and that is in for a strike. And the count now 0-1. 0-for-1 strikeout here today for Cameron Coley. He's getting in, ready to go. Here's the pitch. That one high fly in the air, straightaway center field. Guy Roberts make the play, and that ends the inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and no one on for Frisco. As we head to the bottom half of the fifth inning, Rough Riders show 2-0 against San Antonio. Well, Carpathios, Fabian, and Verdugo gets things going. Fifth inning for the Missions coming straight right now. Right fielder is Braden Carpathios, 5'6", getting ready to go against Alindro Lopez. And he's going to hit that one high fly in the air. Still going back, and that is gone. And San Antonio strikes by Braden Carpathios. Man, that's a home run that everybody's going to love in this one. Man, as you look at it, he's the first right-hander that hit that ball out of the ballpark. Nicely job done with a 94, almost 95 even on the mile-per-hour exit velocity, 357.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Albert Fabian, the designated hitter, is 0-for-1 a strikeout. And yes, Ann, I agree with you. That was marvelous. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. The changeup gets him down in for a strike. And it's a count now 1-1. Frisco 2, San Antonio 1 in the bottom half of the fifth inning. That'd be a pretty good ball game if San Antonio can win the series finale here. And that's going to get down. Line drive base hit. And he's chugging for second. And he's up with a double. So double meat cheeseburger coupons courtesy of our friendly neighborhood Whataburger. That was a beautiful line drive right there. Now extra base hit could get him going and tie up the ball game. And the pitch. That one is a swing and a miss to the third baseman, Rosemond Verdugo, as he comes in, who is 0-for-1 a strikeout. And so far, pretty good one. Springfield now. Oh, okay. Now, never mind.
it changed as I was about to say something. Amarillo and Springfield tied 4-4. San Antonio trailing a run against the RoughRiders, now 2-1 in this ball game for Sunday afternoon. That one is high and outside. The count now 2-2. But they are going to contest that to see where that was. And they overturn it for a called third strike. Ouch. That's kind of rough around the edges. Now 1 out. And Kai Murphy, the next batter up for San Antonio, comes in. Wind up and a pitch, and that is going to be high in the air for a ball. The count now 1-0. Murphy and Acker, two right-handers getting up and loose for the Frisco RoughRiders bullpen. And the windup and the pitch, and that one is foul. So still hanging on as 1-1. And the pitch, and still hanging on. Puts that baseball out of play. One more time, here's the pitch. And he swings after it. Comes up empty-handed. And that is the 9th strikeout for Leandro Lopez. Boy, tell you one thing, he just came up empty-handed on top of that one. Marcos Castañon coming in. Runner at second. That one is going to be out of play, foul. And the count now 0-1. Next home games come 2 weeks, starting June 30th. As taking on the visiting Amarillo Sod Poodles, AA affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Right there, swing in the dirt. Throw down to first, and that's in time, as that will do for the half inning comes to an end. But Braden Carpathios gets one on this one as he puts it out of reach. As we go to the 6th inning, Frisco leads it 2-1. Halfway mark of today, the finale of the 6-game set. We're starting to see some pretty good base hits. This one courtesy of a 2-run shot. And this one by Sanabria. Or Carpathios, who hit the one out there in right field. But I tell you, yep, that was Carpathios getting that home run to make a 1-run ball game. Top half of the 6th inning. As we get ready to go here for Frisco. And we're going to get things ready for Orlando Martinez to get things ready to rock and roll as we head to the top half of the 6th when we come back.
Well, as we get set to go for the top half of the sixth inning, Jonathan's got a pretty good announcement about July 4th. Well, thank you, Bob. And as always, we are set to go for 6 games against Amarillo. And before that, on July 4th, that is the weekend of all these fireworks shows that we're supposed to be getting, we'll have the best country singer, Wade Bowden, coming in for a concert. And so far, here at Nelson Wolf Stadium is going to be the best place to be for the 4th of July. So make sure you come out. Get your tickets now at samissions.com, right here on Valley Live, and you are good to go. 5th inning set to go top of the 6th inning set to go right now. The Missions Baseball Network. Well, Orlando Martinez getting set to go as he hits that one out of play foul. John, thank you very much for letting me take over.
No problem. We got to share the stream evenly.
Nope, he said that was called for a strike. But it'll be overturned to a 1-ball, 1-strike count now. 2-1 RoughRiders here in the top of the 6th inning. Here's a pitch that one is out of play, foul. And the count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count, and here's the pitch. And right there to Verdugo as he gets it. And boy, that guy is on red alert today. I gotta say, Bob, Verdugo out there at third base makes a great asset to San Antonio very much. Now, he jumped off his feet today, let me tell you. Theo Hardy, the shortstop, is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout. Boy, tie ball game there in Springfield against Amarillo. 4-4 in the top half of the 8th inning. Well, now exiting the top of the 8th, now to the bottom of the 8th. 1-1 the count now to Theo Hardy. And the pitch. That one right there, ground ball. Castagnon throws down to Sanabria, and that is out number 2.
Now batting, third baseman, number 5.
Well, the third baseman, Gilder Figueroa, coming in now. 0 for 2, a flyout and a ground out. So far, just glad Mother Nature's letting us play baseball here this afternoon. The final game of our 6-game series. We'll say if there is any severe weather in the forecast and that calls in for Corpus Christi, we'll definitely check their forecast and so far keep you updated for Tuesday as well. Well, Missions will have the leadoff batters coming in as Jagger, Haynes, Roberts, and Salas will lead it off. 1-run ball game here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jagger Haynes, a shortstop, 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. Coming in now for San Antonio. And the pitch is right there in the count now, 1-0. Well, if you want to take a road travel for the next 6 games, come with us to Corpus Christi. Definitely a pretty good one. Ryan Lopez and Ricardo Valles getting ready to go for the RoughRiders in reliefs. So we do have activity in the bullpen for Frisco. That one is a swing and a miss. The count now 1-2. 7th inning, about ready to go in just a little bit. And that one's going to be ricocheted right off the bat and ground. One ball, 2 strikes. And that's a swing and a miss. And that will be out number 1. Draftman 10, how are you doing?
Well, the manager coming out, and so far that's going to do for the starter here today.
Now pitching.
Patrick Murphy coming in, four-seam curveball sinker, getting ready to go for the Rough Riders. Center fielder is Kai Roberts. Roberts coming in, and the pitch is downstairs. The count now 1-0. Doing really good. Thank you for asking. That one is high fly in the air, straight away up the left, and that is out number 2.
Now batting. Catcher. Number 90.
Well, that'll bring in Ethan Salas. 0 for 2, fly out and a ground out. Here's the pitch. And that one is drilled high in the air, straightaway center. And that will do for the half inning. No runs hit to Rivers and nobody left on for San Antonio. The 7th inning straight ahead as the Rough Riders lead 2-1. But we'll take a quick break as we'll get ready for the 7th inning when we come back. Seventh inning set to go for Frisco right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Pablo Guerrero, 4, 5, and 6, middle half of the order set to go against Jackson Wolf. Is ready to go. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that's going to be high flying in the air straight away. Carpathios gets the straightaway center, or shy of the center field area, and he makes the play for the out. One down. They'll lead it off here in the 7th inning, but Jackson Wolf going pretty good. Dylan Drilling, we look at the 2nd inning here in this game as he hit a 2-run home run. Boy, tell you one thing, he came in like uncaged lightning. So far, pretty good on that. Manager coming out to the mound now as that looks to do for the starter here. Missions manager now headed out to the mound as that's going to do for Jackson Wolf. So far, getting pretty interesting here in this broadcast. Right-hander Dyson Acosta getting set to go. Sinker, slider, and a changeup. Now pitch for San Antonio in this one. Dylan Drilling meeting him up face-to-face against the relief starter. And that's going to be right there. Back up the middle through for a center field base hit. And so far, pretty good right there. Catching that one. Here's Anthony Gutierrez now as he'll take that one a strike, and the count now 0-1. 0 for 2, fly out and a ground out by Gutierrez. And that's going to be right there. The 2nd for 1. They relay it. Taco Bell double play. And that is how the inning comes to an end.
Beautiful third base shot of our camera right there is, boy, just interesting to see that look right there. And that's going to do for the inning. We're going to have our 7th inning stretch here at the ball game. Rough Riders in front, 2-1. Ryan Lopez, the right-handed reliever, coming in for Frisco when we come back. Well, hope you've had a pretty good 7th inning stretch, but now time to get back to the ball game here in San Antonio, the final game of this 6-game series. Take it away, John. Thank you, Bob. And Ryan Lopez, the right-handed reliever, getting in. 4-seam cutter, slider, splitter, sinker coming in the 5-pitch mix of his scouting report. 96-mile-an-hour fastball is a great significance of his pitches, and so far the quality speed that he has. Bottom half of the 7th inning, here is the San Antonio first baseman, Romeo Sanabria, as he gets ready to go. Wind up and the pitch, here it comes. Right off the glove. No throw, and that will be an infield hit. How the heck did that happen? Well, I guess he got a little carried away and just think, hey, I'm going to get him off the arm. Sure did about that. Right fielder Braden Carpathios, 1 for 2, a home run. RBI. Here's pitch, and that's going to be right there, foul. The first baseman stops it. Runner at first, that's a tying run for San Antonio. Close one, 2-1. Bottom of the 7th inning, and that is going to go down, and the count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count now. And that is ball 2, 2-2 the count. Boy, just a nice afternoon here at the ball game. As we get ready to wrap it up in just a little bit of this home series. Full count now on deck. Albert Fabian awaits on for San Antonio. So far, still daylight to go, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. And Carpathios not happy about that, as he goes back to the dugout. I don't think anybody would be happy on that first pitch for a strike there, John. And that is in for a strike. The count now 0-1. 1 for 2, double by Fabian. Starting to see a little cloud cover, but that's kind of nice. And that's a swing and a miss. The count now 0-2. Few high clouds from time to time, but always good to have a little baseball game going on. And that's going to be lofted high in the air. The catcher gets it, and that is out number 2. Well, the third baseman, Rosman Verdugo, coming in 0 for 2. It's getting set to go here in this one. That one fouled in the way. The count now 0-1. San Antonio trying to tie it up here in the bottom of the 7th. That great equalizer there at first base. And that is right there. The count now 0-2, as that will be a swing and a miss. And trying to get something going. Wind up and the pitch, and that's going to be right there high in the air. And right to center field, as that doesn't get down. And that will be the side retired. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. As we head now to the 8th. And the RoughRiders in front, 2-1. Trevor Hauver, the next batter, coming up for the RoughRiders, will lead off the 8th inning when we come back. Top half of the 8th inning for the Frisco RoughRiders. Right now on the San Antonio Missions Baseball Network. Trevor Hauver getting set to go. 8th inning. The RoughRiders, as that is taken in for a strike. The count now 0-1. The 0-1. That one is popped foul. The count now 0-2. 0-2, and here's the pitch. That one foul. Still hanging on is that count. The 0-2. And that one foul. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be lofted high in the air, straight away, and foul. No balls and 2 strikes. And here's the called third strike. And they got him down for the out. Cooper Johnson, the next batter up. 0 for 2, a fly out and a line out here for the RoughRiders. Only 5 outs to do for Frisco, as most definitely San Antonio trying to capitalize and bring in some more runs to comprehend this game. 4,464. And here's the pitch. That's going to be a slow roller, and that will get through for a hit.
Now batting, second baseman, number 91.
Cameron Cawley, the next batter up. And that is in for a strike. The count now 0-1. 0 for 2, a strikeout and a line out. Get something going here in this ball game, and that's going to be out of play foul. And the count now 0-2. Still hanging on is Cawley. Right there, called third strike, and they're going to find out. He's going to contest that, but that still holds up a called third strike anyway. And so far, that will be out number 2. Right fielder Orlando Martinez coming in. As he takes that one in a strike, as the count 0-1. think that guy ever returned yet, but that one's high flying in the air straight away. Left field is Murphy as he makes the play for out number 3. No runs on a hit, no errors. One left for Frisco as we head for the bottom of the 8th. And it's a close one here in San Antonio. 2-1 our score. Frisco in front. RoughRiders, right-handed reliever for the second one coming on the mound, Ricardo Velez, as he gets ready to go for the RoughRiders. That'll bring up the left fielder, Kai Murphy, 0 for 2, strikeout and a lineout. Boy, so far close to the 7:30 hour. And that one is going to be lofted high in the air, straightaway, out in foul territory. And that'll be the countdown at 0-1. Here's the pitch, and that's foul. No balls, 2 strikes to count. And right there, called third strike. And that will do for out number 1. Marcos Castañon coming in now. Wind up and the pitch. That's going to be a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. 0 for 2 and 2 strikeouts here today. RoughRiders continue this half lead of 2-1. Just a close game here. Not like in Tulsa. Boy, 21-10. That was a blowout. I bet they felt that one all the way from Wichita. The wind surge, I bet their butts hurt after that one. I gotta agree. Well, right there, a swing and a miss, and that will be out number 2. Going to tell you one thing, the ground ball really gets in. And so far, continuing on the half inning. Here is the shortstop, Jagger Haynes. Haynes coming in, ready to go. The windup and the pitch. That one's going to be a ground ball straight away. First, up to the plate, and that is out number 3. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio. And we head now to the 9th. RoughRiders up by a run. So we'll be right back as the shortstop Theo Hardy gets things ready to go for inning number 9.
About set to go for the top half of the ninth inning for the Rough Riders right now on the Missions Baseball Network.
Theo Hardy getting set to go as we get things going. Ninth inning, and boy, look at that. Right there, not in time, and that is going to be an error on Verdugo. Ooh, ouch.
Boy, you lead off the half inning, not good when you can't make the play. And, well, you try really hard to get him, but so far, the prospect was on that first base bag, I would say.
Yep. Gilder for Guerrero coming in now as he hits that one high flying in the air straight away. And that is out number one. Well, we want the kids to come out and have a good time, run the bases after this ball game. And if you run around with the dogs, you better make sure that they are on a leash. San Antonio leash law says if you do not have your dog on a leash, it is a $200 to $300 fine. So make sure that dog is always on a leash. Pablo Guerrero coming in, 1 for 3. It's like when you're walking in the park and stuff, you always got to have that leash on your dog if you take your dog out. But anyway, make sure you take your dog out. And so far, pretty good. And that one's in the count now at 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be right there. Line drive straight away. And they're not going to get him, as that will be first and third now. And boy, that runner just stole on a base hit. Now the Rough Riders are threatening here in this half inning. Dylan Drilling coming in now. As he takes a strike inside, is the count now 0-1. 2 for 3. A home run, 2 RBIs, and a run. And a pitch. Swing and a miss. And that's a count now 0-2. Acosta trying to get everything out of this half inning. But here's the 0-2.
Nope, that's a win.
And that is outside. The count now 1-2. Here's a 1-2 offering. Swing and a miss. Got him. And they're an out away to avoid danger in this 1-run ball game. Here's Anthony Gutierrez. Flight out in the 3rd inning. Here's a windup and the pitch. And that is going to be in for a strike. The count now 0-1. The 0-1 delivery. And that is foul. Here's the 0-2. And again, fouls it off. So no balls and 2 strikes to count. And the pitch. Still hits that one out of play. One more time. Wind up in the pitch. And that's going to be high fly in the air straight away. And that one is gone. And the Rough Riders on Anthony Gutierrez will send that one out of home. And Frisco now 5-1 here in the top of the 9th. Was a 1-run ball game, but all of a sudden it gets pretty interesting here for the Rough Riders.
Yeah, I gotta say, John, they hit that one out of the ballpark, and it came out really good.
Trevor Hoffer coming up now as he hits that one high fly in the air. And that is out number 3. Finally, they close it off. Well, San Antonio now trailing just by 4. And we head now to the bottom of the 9th in this one. Kai Roberts, the center fielder, 0 for 2, a walk inherited to him. And here's the pitch. Yep. It is going to be a cooked ball game for San Antonio. Here's the pitch. And that is a swing and a miss. Boy, trying to catch up with that heater. No balls, 2 strikes to count now to Roberts. And that's going to be high fly in the air, straight away, right field, and that is out number 1. Well, San Antonio down to their final 2 outs here in this homestand. Rough Riders have a pretty good lead to capture and hold that first place position. Win number 34 look like it's going right to them.
That's a ball.
Oh, right there, the count now 1-0. But anyway, thank y'all for joining us here in the broadcast and through this week. So far, we are back in the broadcast in Corpus Christi there at Bayfront Park. So we'll be in that booth next week to broadcast the 6 games against Corpus Christi and the San Antonio Missions. The 2-1 offering. And that's going to be a high pop-up straight away left field. And that is out number 2. Now 1 more for San Antonio. As the last out of the ball game comes up to the plate now for the Missions. Yeah, I got to say, John, it is going to be rough trying to come back in this one. But still have a lot to deal with in this ball game. Dane Acker, a right-hander, getting in for the Frisco RoughRiders. 1 out remain. The 4-seam curveball slider and a 2-seam fastball getting ready to go for the Frisco RoughRiders. Romeo Sanabria, 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Here's the windup and the pitch. High pop-up straight away. And that will go foul. Well, San Antonio hits to Corpus Christi after the final out here at this ball game, and that is going to be outside the count now 1-1. Frisco, good luck at Statesman's Park, taking on the Arkansas Travelers. And so far, Arkansas will have 2 South Division teams to take care of. That is Frisco and San Antonio combined. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be right there. Line drive, and that is through for a hit. Well, the half inning continues. Yeah, it sure does. And now they have to continue to get base hits without making any more mistakes. But most evidently there, John, they could try to do it and try to get a W if they can. Braden Carpathios comes in, jumps ahead of a 0-1 miss, is 1 for 3 home run. And boy, he gets that strike on him, just swing and a miss. That's not going to do you any good. Just trying so hard to catch up after that one. 1-1 the count now after that one's high and outside. 5-1 Frisco RoughRiders. And that one's the count now, 1-2. Down to the final strike for Braden Carpathios. And the pitch, and that's going to be right there. And that is the ball game, as that will do it. Well, the Frisco RoughRiders take the win, and so far claim the 34th of the season. They'll continue to hold the first place 2.5 against San Antonio now. And so far, pretty good on that one. Well, that will pretty much do for this ball game and the broadcast. Another week wrapped up, and so far, at least, we do have 4 more weeks left of the first half. Teams are Corpus Christi, Arkansas, Amarillo, and Midland. All right, Travman 10, we'll see you next time. Thank you for joining in today. And anyway, 5-4 Amarillo there in Springfield. Boy, I tell you one thing, a pretty good day to catch this day game and to have a pretty good time about it. But anyway, it was a pretty good one. Well, we thank y'all for coming in, and boy, already the 7:30 hour as the sun begins to set. And so far, pretty good. Well, anyway, runs, hits, and errors. First for the victorious Frisco RoughRiders. 5 runs on 7 hits, no errors. For the Missions, 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 error. Well, anyway, hope everybody has a good evening. And so far, if you join us there in Corpus Christi, that will be good too. Because now we start our 12 games on the road. Our first stop takes us to South Texas as we take on Corpus Christi Tuesday through Sunday next week. And then the secondary week, we take on the Arkansas Travelers. And then back on Tuesday, June 30th. Well, anyway, hope y'all have a good rest of your week. And so far, off day tomorrow as we go out to travel. And so far, pretty good on that. Well, have a good night. This has been Missions Baseball. Final score, Frisco 5, San Antonio 1.